Hi, it's Israel Emmanuel, and welcome back to my channel, Israel the Filmmaker 2. So, today I'm going to be doing another tip video. I'm going to be doing another tip video of another filmmaking tip video. So this video is going to be on what it takes to be an actor. What it takes to be an actor. So I'm gonna be going into I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about it. So let's get into it. So pretty much you gotta be to be an actor, to know what it takes to be an actor, you gotta know your role. And my thing, when I'm for example, when I'm acting, whenever I'm acting in something, I try to become the character. Because some actors, they're afraid of becoming the actor. They're scared of becoming the role. They're scared to portray the role that they're playing in a certain project. The things that upcoming actors need to know is that you not only just gotta act the part and just like yeah. You got to become the part. You gotta feel the character you're portraying. It's like if you're playing a man that's getting ready to get thrown out of his apartment, and you know the character's emotions and what he's thinking about trying to change his life, you gotta become that. You got to become that person. Just for instance, I play a character named Preacher Don. As majority of y'all know, I play a character named Preacher Don. And when I play Preacher Don, I just don't act. I'm acting, but I become Preacher Don. I become the character. It's like I'm away from Israel. I'm way like when I play Preacher Don or any other character I play, I'm not thinking about me being Israel while I'm playing them characters. I'm not thinking about being Israel when I'm in that costume. I'm taking the spirit of Preacher Don, kind of like that. I'm taking on a different man, not myself. Because acting, you're not playing yourself, you're playing another person. Whether you put on a costume or not. Whether I'm dressed like this and I'm playing Lance, I got a 16-year-old dude named Lance, and I look like this, even though I look like myself, I'm not playing myself. I'm playing Lance. For instance, in Israel's tough times, I'm playing a role named Caleb Jenkins. Or I'm playing a role named and also I'm playing another role named Kevin Jenkins in Israel's tough times. I'm not playing Israel myself. I'm not playing that. I'm playing Caleb Jenkins or Kevin Jenkins. I might look like myself as Caleb. Nothing really changed. I'm pretty much this as Caleb Jenkins. But I'm taking on the role of a different person. So that is what acting is all about. You're not playing yourself unless you're playing yourself and you're putting it on film or a TV series if you're playing yourself. Like if I play Israel Emmanuel on a series or a film, I'm considered playing myself. But in Israel's Tough Times and all the other stuff, like Israel's Tough Times, I'm playing a different role. My looks might be the same, but I'm playing a different role. Because, because if you're playing like a gangster, for instance, if you're playing like a thug, if you're playing a thug or a gangster or something like that, you gotta take on the role. You got to be the gangster. You gotta feel like you're a gangster to play, to pull, to either for that role to be pulled off well. You got to feel the gangster. You gotta be the gangster. You gotta forget about yourself. You gotta forget about you being yourself in real life. You gotta feel like you gotta feel that. You gotta feel the character in order to make it seem realistic. So that's what actors do. They don't play themselves unless they're playing themselves like they're playing themselves in a TV series or whatnot. Like in like for example, in Space Jam, in the first Space Jam movie, Michael Jordan played himself, which he's not really considered an actor. He only acted in that movie. He's a basketball player. But I'm just using that example because he was acting in the movie, but he was playing himself. Same thing with LeBron James in the second Space Jam. I think it's called Space Jam: A New Legacy. LeBron James, he was acting, but he was playing himself. He was pretty much being himself. He was probably being himself like he is in real life, like how he is in real life. But he was putting it on screen, portraying it on screen on a film. And Michael nor LeBron is neither one of them is really considered actors. They're more the basketball players. But I'm just using them as an example because they're playing their stuff, because they were playing their self in the Space Jam movies. So just for that, like that. So anyways, back to what I was saying, just for an actor, you got to be the role. You can't just play the part and it's like, but you really got to feel the role order for it to come out the way you want it. And yeah. So like when I play Preacher Dog or Mousy or Mr. Gary, or now when I play Israel out of the Preacher Don bunch, when I play Israel, I'm playing myself. Because my real name is Israel, and I'm playing a character named Israel, which I'm pretty much playing myself. So I really just act like myself. I act like myself when I play the role of Israel, because that's really who I am. But I take a different, like when I play Preacher Don, I try to turn into this not really mean, but I try to be this tough old man. I try to be this tough old man that won't take no crap. I transform myself into being that character. Same thing with Mr. Gary, the old guy that has stomach problems. I try to be that. I'll take away and I'll try to be that character for order to make it look realistic. So for me to actually look like an old person with both of the characters, Same thing with Mousy and Karin and Billy Karin and all my other characters, Lil Jon and Lil JJ and everybody. I gotta portray to be those characters. So for actors, you got to feel the role that you're portraying on screen. Because sometimes actors get afraid because the camera's getting pointed at them. is right in their face, and they're thinking about the camera being pointed at their face, and thinking about, ooh, I just want to get this line right so the director won't say nothing to me about it. No, you sometimes when you're acting, you gotta forget that the camera is actually there. Because like when you're having a conversation with somebody in a scene, you gotta forget that the camera and the crew is in the room behind the camera, and you gotta forget the camera is there and the director is there for you to be patient and actually feel like you're actually having a real conversation with a real person. So that's my advice to actors, and so that's what it takes to be an actor. So you pretty much gotta feel your role that you're portraying. So that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about it, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope future filmmakers and actors took away something from this video, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and well, thank you for stopping back. Thank you for stopping back at my channel, Israel the Filmmaker 2. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoy the rest of their day, and have a good day, y'all.